What is up, YouTube? We are back to recap UFC London, Brady vs. Edwards. What a card. I lost money. Tough scene. It is what it is. But we'll start off with the first fight. Kue Fernandez beats Guram Kutateladze in a decision. Fernandez was getting him with kicks everywhere, to the legs, body, to the head. Dropped him at one point with the head kick, I believe, in the first round. Bad look for Guram. You can definitely tell the durability is not there anymore, unfortunately. So, yeah. Kue Fernandez now. I don't know if he won or lost his last fight. I really don't care to check right now. It's late, I'm tired. However, Fernandez, let's get him in there against Jared Gordon or something like that. I don't know. But either way, yeah, so we'll rock with that. Guram, I think you should honestly retire. You just can't take those shots anymore, clearly. Still a good fighter, but I don't even think he cracks into the top 15 anymore. Crazy. At one point, I used to think this guy was going to be one of the scariest guys in lightweight. He was very high up on my prospect list at one point. Fortunately, he just has not looked the same really since the Gamrot fight. Maybe you can say the Demir fight. But either way, yeah, Fernandez beating Kutateladze. Oh, and then obviously I got that wrong as a prediction. I had Kutateladze second round KO. Fernandez by decision. You know how that goes. On to the next one. We have Cal Lofgren against Nathan Fletcher. Lofgren won. I wasn't really watching the fight. I kind of was, or I thought I was more so. And I don't know if it's because I have money on Nathan Fletcher, but I thought he won. He did not, apparently. Judges gave it to Lofgren. They gave it to the guy that wasn't from England. Interesting, but yeah, I guess if I rewatched the fight, maybe I would think differently. But Fletcher, from what I remember, destroyed him in the second round, and then I thought, like, the third or the first, he could have given it to Fletcher. Maybe the third? I don't know. Tough scene, though, for Fletcher. I don't know what he does now. Thought the bantamweight move would be big for him. But if he can't even beat a guy like Lofgren, not looking so hot. Good for Cal Lofgren, though. Good job, him. On to the next fight, the one that everyone thought was going to be fight of the year. People thought that this fight should have been pay-per-view worthy. Shauna Bannon versus Puja Tomar. Insane fight, I mean, this fight should have been on a pay-per-view. It should have been honestly the main event in a non-title pay-per-view. That's how good this fight was. Yeah, Bannon won second round submission. I had Tomar decision, making me 0 for 3 on the night. Can't really trust Puja Tomar anymore. Don't really like Bannon either. The side kicks were kind of weird. She was just like, I don't know, I guess it was kind of working. And then Tomar dropped her with the head kick and then chased her to the ground, stay on the ground. And then Bannon found a submission. So that was so fun. Like I said, fight of the year should have been a pay-per-view main event, non-title, obviously. These girls have such bright futures. Best of luck to them. On to the next fight, we have Christian Leroy Duncan defeats Andre Puliev. Puliev, in my opinion, he looked horrible. Doesn't mean that he'll always look like that. Maybe not. I don't know. Christian Leroy Duncan is pretty versatile. He's quick on the feet, pretty light on the feet at least for a middleweight. So it's interesting. It is what it is. Can't really do too much about that. I mean, That's a good pull, Jazz Chisholm. Yeah, but Christian Duncan, I had him for first round TKO and went to a decision. I believe I had every round for Duncan. I don't really remember. Um, okay fight. I mean, for CLD, I want to get him into scrap with the guy right outside top 15 or maybe top 15. Give him like Michel Pereira. He probably doesn't deserve top 15 though. Let me see. What could we give a guy like Christian Leroy Duncan? Before that Gregory Rodriguez loss, he was on, I believe, a 3 or 4 fight win streak. Hmm. What to do with it? You can have him fight. I'm fine with the Chris Curtis matchup. I think that would be fun. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do Chris Curtis versus Christian Leroy Duncan, co-main event of a Apex Fight Night. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Cause yeah, most of these other middleweights above him, they're all booked up. They got Abbas Magomedov fighting Michel Pereira. That's in a month. I didn't even know that was a real fight. Weird. All right. Well, we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, so I predicted Duncan will win. Obviously, I said knockout. Okay, I'm going to count that as one. The right guy won, clearly. On to the next fight. Would I tell you, 2 for 2, back-to-back weeks, where I said there was a fight that I felt was coming. It was a Ty Burra decision. Don't get me wrong, watching it live, I thought Parkin won. I thought Parkin won definitely round two. I think round one as well. I don't even remember, but it was alright fight. It was kind of sloppy. That's heavyweight for you. Um, how much you can really do with that? Parkin, I thought looked different than like other heavyweights that aren't Aspinall. I thought maybe he was our chance to get someone new into the top 10, maybe another contender for Aspinall. Apparently not, at least not right now. Tybura, what did I say? Like Sam Page last week, I felt the Tybura win. Tybura by decision. So 2 and 3 as of then on the card. Going on to the next fight, we had Lonnie Kavanaugh versus Felipe Dos Santos. Great fight. Kavanaugh is very tough. Same with Felipe Dos Santos. Felipe Dos Santos dropped Kavanaugh in the first round, I believe. Um, yeah, first round, and then Kavanaugh came back, rebounded, and got the last two. It was a really interesting fight. Both these guys have bright future. Even Felipe Dos Santos, who has a couple losses already in the UFC. I think you keep giving him some chances. He can go on a win streak of his own. He's faced some serious competition, so let's see what's next for him. Felipe Dos Santos, he's young. He's young, so I don't know if we want to. He did lose, though. Let's give him a layup. What's a layup that we can give him? Just give him Jimmy Flick if he beats Matt Schnell. I'm fine with that. I don't even know why Jimmy Flick's still in there. I guess he got a sub win against Malcolm Gordon last year at some point, so. But 1 and 3 in his last four. Yeah, let's do for Dos Santos, let's give him a layup and Jimmy Flick. As for Lonnie Kavanaugh, I like an Alessandro Costa fight. Or maybe Ronaldo Rodriguez. And then winner. Well, okay. Rodriguez is fighting Borjas. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Something like that will work. So Kavanaugh is looking pretty legit. I wouldn't count out Dos Santos just yet. I think he has a fairly bright future as well. Kavanaugh, though, if build him up right, and could be title challenger one day, especially at flyweight. He hits really hard. He's very well rounded. I was pretty impressed with that win. On to the next fight, we had Chris Padilla versus Shai Herbert. I wasn't really watching the fight too much. For whatever reason, Shai Herbert fights always bore me. I try to watch them, I can't. I always just lose track. But yeah, Chris Padilla won. I said he would win. However, I said second round submission. It ended up being, what was it? Decision, yeah. So yeah, another England guy not getting the win. From what it looked like it was a close fight. I'm glad Chris Padilla won. He's on a 3-fight win streak now in the UFC. We can start looking at him fighting guys right outside top 15. Lightweight is so stacked. I realized that like a week or so ago. So I'm not saying let's give him top 15, but I think you can give him somebody in that like top 25 range maybe. Like Drew Dober, Drakkar Close. I like a Drakkar Close matchup actually. We're gonna rock with that. Yeah, we will rock with that. Moving on to the next fight, we have Nathaniel Wood facing Morgan Charrier. I said Wood decision. It ended up being Wood decision. Don't understand 30-27 in my opinion. Maybe I was dozing out for a couple of the rounds, but round 2, I thought those couple elbows that Charrier landed were way more significant than anything that Nathaniel Wood threw in round 2. However, Wood did have, I think, double the significant strikes that Charrier had in round 2. I think 3 you can kind of give to Wood. 1 was definitely Wood because he dropped him. That was nasty. That kind of slipped into what kind of looked like an overhand, maybe a straight. That was cool, like that. So shout out Nathaniel Wood. Maybe he hops back on track. Would I want to see next? Honestly, for both these fighters. Both these fighters I think are legit. I like Morgan Charrier. I don't fault him really losing for Chepe Mariscal. I think Chepe is an absolute dog, sleeper, someone we gotta watch out for. So let's see. Nathaniel Wood, I think he should be fighting. I like him in the William Gomis fight. That never happened yet, right? I don't think that's happened. I like him versus William Gomis. If not, maybe Sadiq Youssef if you kind of want to push him. Get another English fighter in the rankings. As for Morgan Charrier, where is he? He is over here. Wow, he's really 20-11-1. I didn't think that. Yeah, I think with Charrier, you kind of give him. I don't want him to really fight down. That's the thing. Tapology got Danny Silva ahead of him. I say give him Danny Silva. But UFC might want to keep Danny Silva. I don't know. Maybe they think he might be something. Look at Fernando Padilla fight. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, glad I got that one right. I think as of there, I was 5-3 on the card. And then moving on to the next fight, we have Chris Duncan defeating Jordan Vucenic by submission, second round. I remember I picked Chris Duncan early in the week, not really remembering that fight with Goram and Vucenic, where apparently it was a dogfight, and I'm starting to kind of ring a bell now. But I doubled down. I stayed with Duncan. I had Duncan. I had round two. However, I had KO, and he did it by sub. That was probably the biggest underdog that won tonight. Maybe second. I don't remember off the top of my head. So I got that right. Just the wrong type of finish. Chris Duncan, I think he called out McKinney for Miami. That'd be sick if they threw that together. I feel like that is one thing that McKinney's good at. It's taking fights on short notice, ready whenever. However, probably not going to happen. I think they have already like 13, 14, maybe 15 fights on there. And I've never seen a card where they've had more than 15. It's rare that I even see 14 or 15 anymore. It's like usually like 11, 12, 13. But Chris Duncan, I think you can give him... He's on a 3-fight win streak too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong there. Let's check it out. Chris Duncan. Where is he? Okay, there he is. So, Chris Duncan, I think he should fight... I'm fine with him in like a Joaquim Silva if Silva's still in the UFC, or maybe a Jai Herbert. That would be fun if they do like another fight night later in the year in London. I don't know if Claudio Puelles is still in the UFC. You could do him, but like let's use one of these guys that are, you know, not really hopefuls in UFC, guys that we already seen get fraud checked. Let's use them to build up Chris Duncan and get him closer to fighting right outside the rankings and then eventually into the rankings. Moving on, Alexia Thainara defeats Molly McCann. I didn't even know that she took this on 10 days notice. I still would have bet her. Like I said in my prediction video, I'll never trust Molly McCann. She retired, thankfully. That was probably the smartest thing I've ever seen her do. Recognize that if you can't even hold your own against someone 10 days on short notice, I mean, it's probably time to hang it up. Even if it's 34, it's not even worth it. I'm kind of excited for Thainara. I think she brings potentially a different skill set to strawweight. She looked pretty strong. I was complaining incredibly because I was like, why is McCann just getting bullied on the ground by a real strawweight when McCann used to be a flyweight? I don't know. It is what it is. I had Thainara by decision. She got a round one sub. Molly did a pretty good job fighting the hands, but eventually Thainara just kept rocking with it, and eventually it stuck. So got that one right as well. Moving on to Kevin Holland versus Gunnar Nelson. Kevin Holland won, I believe, 30-27 in third round, or not in third round, 30-27 on scorecards. I had Nelson second round sub. I had a feeling towards the end of the week that Holland was going to get it done because I'm like, wait, at welterweight, he kind of can hold his own. Like the Wonder Boy fight, he just got absolutely destroyed on the feet. JDM obviously was going to do the same thing. Outside of that, though, he was like decent at welterweight, at least like decent enough to hang with a guy like a 36 or 37-year-old Gunnar Nelson. But obviously I stuck to my guns. I wasn't going to fix anything, even though I released the video 3 days after I recorded it. Yeah, Nelson just looked horrible when he did get on the ground with Holland outside the third round late submission attempt. He just held him there. Holland was way more active off the back. It just was such a bad look for Gunnar Nelson. Fantastic for Holland because probably saves his contract. But yeah, wasn't too thrilled to watch that one. I don't know. It was a good fight. I'm just salty because I lost money, but good for Kevin Holland. Hopefully, he learns his mistake after all the bad stuff he said on the Rampage podcast. Moving on to the next fight, did Olberg defeated Blachowicz in the decision. I did have Olberg. I had second round knockout. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I had shit with Jan Moneyline. Just think about Jan's accolades and all the guys he's fought against and Oldberg's last performance. I made a stupid move and I put more money on Jan last second. But technically I got it right because that's what I said initially. But lost money in the process because of that. Jan still kind of has it. I don't think he'll be a true title contender, but he'll play spoiler to some of these young guys, maybe. Probably for only another year or two. I mean, eventually age has got to catch up, right? As for Olberg, congrats. You have just won yourself next title shot after Pereira and Ankalaev, so a rematch. Hopefully it goes to a trilogy, and then you do like an Olberg and Yuri in the meantime, or something like that. But I also kind of don't want them to give Yuri any more chances at the belt for the time being. Because even though he's never fought Ankalaev, what if Pereira wins twice? I don't want to see Pereira versus Yuri 3. It's a fun fight, but stakes and title-wise just makes no sense. But yeah, I don't know. I think that fight could have went to Jan. It was so close though. Like one of the closest fights I've ever had to score in my life. It's kind of how some of these Jan fights are. Like the Jan Ankalaev fight was really close. The Jan Pereira fight was really close. The leg kicks were affecting Oldberg like early on. I think like at least half of the leg kicks that Oldberg threw were just not very powerful and also like partially checked. But he was kind of sneaky with them. The jab was good from both guys, especially Oldberg. I think Ankalaev and Pereira beats him, but you never know. You never know. Moving on to the last fight, Sean Brady defeated Leon Edwards via submission. Fourth round, I had Brady decision. My dumbass hedged it with Leon moneyline. Why did I do that? I don't know. I feel like an idiot. Either way, Brady looked really, really, really good. I remember in the beginning, Leon had like a pretty clean combo. I was like, oh no, it's just gonna be like Brady and Bilal, but worse. Like Brady's just gonna get absolutely picked apart from range, and Leon's gonna make a statement. And there might be talks for Leon and Bilal trilogy. No, thankfully not. That has not happened. Brady shut him down from there on. He landed a nice combo of his own, like middle or like end of that first round. And then essentially, oh, diamond. Wait, hold up, hold up. Show me the money, show me the money, show me the money. And trash. Either way, Brady looked very dominant in that whole performance. Takedowns to entries, incredible. I mean, we've always known his top control is some of the best in the whole UFC. So he not only dominated, he ended up finishing Leon. I don't think Leon's ever been finished, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go take a look. But while I'm pulling this up, Leon, I think he needs to fight Ian Gary. I think that fight makes so much sense now. They have the gym beef associated. There is this could get Ian Gary into the top 5, which, as much as I do not like the guy, we have to get him in there. It's a good fight. It'd be a fun fight. I think Leon would definitely take it, especially now, because he's going to jump a few spots down. I think Leon will take it. I think it's a good matchup for him. I think Ian Gary might win that. I don't know though. That's a close fight. But looking at Leon's record, yeah, that was the first time he's ever been finished. That's crazy. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. Yeah, because he got DQ. Okay, that doesn't count. Yeah, so Sean Brady's legit. He just built off of that already incredible Gilbert Burns performance. I'm really excited to see what's next for this guy. I'm a massive Shavkat fan. He's top 5, one of my favorite fighters in the league right now. Even if Bilal beats JDM, I wouldn't be opposed to Brady getting a title shot before Shavkat. Or what you can do, which I really don't want to do, is you can do Brady versus Shavkat title eliminator. Winner gets next title shot, because let's be real, I think either if Bilal wins or JDM wins, they're not going to want to come back in 4 months. They're going to want 6, 7, 8 months off, which is going to suck, but at the same time, you just got to kind of roll with the punches. I think what you have to do is... Wait, hold on, I got to think about who I'm going to take here. Yeah, we'll do this. I think what you have to do is Shavkat Brady title eliminator. But I doubt that happens. They'll probably just give it to Shavkat. They might make Brady fight someone else in time being, or Brady just sits out for a year at least, and then gets one by the time he's like 33 or 34, because he's only 1 year younger than Leon. I thought Brady was 2 or 3 years younger at least. I knew he was like 30-ish, but he's not completely young. It's not like, oh man, let him get better and everything. The time is now for Sean Brady himself. So other than that though, it was a decent card. I'm just salty. I lost money. It was funny, McCann lost. The feeling about Tybura came true. I'm sick for Jan. I feel bad for Jan, but at the same time, it's like, it was a very close fight. Obviously, UFC was going to give it to Oldberg. They don't want to give Jan another shot at 42 years old. And then I think Leon, it's like, I've never been a big Leon fan at all. Like, I really don't really like him. I think he was one of the worst champions I've ever seen, even though he had like 2 defenses. But I don't think he's quite done yet. But after seeing that, it's pretty demoralizing. As for Brady, he's going to go and do some great things. I'm not even a Sean Brady fan. I've always kind of talked bad about him, especially after that Bilal loss. Like, who doesn't talk bad after that? Like, that was horrible. But this dude deserves comeback fighter of past 3 years or whatever, because you went from looking like this dude would get chin from everyone in top 10 of welterweight to this dude is an absolute machine and he can strike now. Watch out. Sean Brady, I think, could absolutely be champion by the end of this year. If not, end of next year. This guy is a problem. I'm very curious to see a Bilal and him rematch. I think it would be a lot more competitive. I want to say that first one was a fluke. I don't know what happened. I think it's a competitive fight. I think Brady could win, though. I think Brady is a lot better now. He's developed a serious striking game now, and then it mixes in with the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu, the top control, the ground and pound. Brady is legit. No joke. Other than that, YouTube, I'm done. I lost some serious money today. We're gonna have to recover for Mexico City. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be able to afford the pay-per-view in middle of April. Not really, but I am gonna bet a lot more strategically from now on and not make those foolish mistakes. Goodbye, YouTube.